Hi! You probably know that Russian propaganda likes to misrepresent Ukraine as a country sharply divided geographically, ethnically and politically along linguistic lines. The story goes that there are ethnic Russians in the east and south and in Ukraine's Crimea who speak Russian, and ethnic Ukrainians in the west who speak Ukrainian. Nevertheless, Ukrainians and Russians are at the same time one people, the Kremlin's false narrative continues. But the real situation is much more complicated than the Kremlin's propaganda. Russian is still widely used in Ukraine, especially in the east, south and in Crimea, such that some describe Ukraine as a bilingual country, meaning most Ukrainians speak at least two languages, Russian and Ukrainian. Some disagree, saying that Ukrainians are not bilingual but diglossic. They use two or more languages in different circumstances. One language is termed high, and the second low, referring to their status or prestige in society. The rapid spread of Russian in Ukraine started in the 17th century, when eastern and central Ukraine, including Kyiv, first came under Russia's influence. Over the next century, the Russian Empire fully absorbed these lands. In the empire, of course, Russian was dominant. If one wanted to get ahead socially, politically, or career-wise, one had to speak Russian. When the Soviet Union was established, the situation only got worse. When Kyiv fell to Bolshevik forces for the first time, Russian General Mikhail Muravyov immediately ordered the execution of Ukrainian nationalists. Historian Mykola Poletika in his memoirs writes that Muravyov's men shot anyone heard speaking Ukrainian, and Kyiv newspapers every day printed lists of killed Ukrainians. Russian, the most prestigious language in the Soviet Union, spread further in Ukraine when the Donbas region became highly industrialized. People from all over the Soviet Union came to the Donbas for work, and the people in charge were, of course, sent from Russia and spoke Russian. That tipped the scales further in favor of Russian. The language became prestigious, the high form of speech, while Ukrainian was relegated to the low status. The situation reversed again with the fall of the Soviet Union and the emergence of independent Ukraine. In 2016, almost 90% of schools in Ukraine taught classes in Ukrainian. Ukrainian language exams are compulsory for college applicants. Russian, once the high language of the country, is becoming the low. Russia's war against Ukraine played its role here. Many Ukrainians now associate the Russian language with the aggressor country. The Kremlin, in its turn, has been claiming that Russian speakers are persecuted in Ukraine. These claims are false, as Ukrainians will tell you, in either Ukrainian or Russian.